Your name and your last name, please.
I'm Thembani Dube.
Where are you from?
You mean as in...
Back home in Zimbabwe?
Back home in Zimbabwe, from Matebeleland.
Right, okay.
Particularly Matebeleland North, yeah.
Right, just in brief, if you can introduce your organization to our audience.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you now are aware that we've got an organization called the 1893 Mthwakazi Human Rights Restoration Movement. So it's a Matebeleland organization that looks specifically on the human rights for the people of Matebeleland.
When was this organization formed?
The organization was formed precisely on the 13th of November 2016. It's the first organization that has ever been called 1893, because we realized then that the 1893 year is a very significant year. This is when our kingdom was destroyed, November 1893. Through colonization, Cecil John Rhodes and the colonialist column, basically.
I believe your organization is strictly based on the Gukurahundi issue. If you could actually, just before we go into that, if you can actually elaborate a bit about what are you hoping to achieve and the aims and the objectives of your organization.
Actually, the organization has got broad aims. So Gukurahundi is just a part of the objectives of the organization. So we are looking at the broad spectrum of the human rights of the people of Matebeleland, including the issue of genocide, our people's right to truth, our people's right to justice. But there are other issues: cultural rights, land rights, language rights, and all these sort of broad spectrum of rights, employment rights that our people are having difficulties accessing, health rights, and so forth and so on.
Right, okay, so today we are here in Leicester. Were you by yourself, were you affected by Gukurahundi?
In some ways, yes. I was in the countryside actually when it was launched. Yeah, so I've got relatives who were beaten, relatives who were killed. I was a young man by then, heading cattle, as you do in the countryside. And I vividly remember on that particular day when they took about 4 of my relatives. They found them, plowing in the fields, and they're taken by soldiers, and they were killed next to a school. It was a local school. One of them survived, and I remember that he went to Bulawayo and then from there crossed over to South Africa. He's never come back since then. That is 1983 thereabout. Ever since then, he hasn't come back home.
Right, that's about 26 years. So what is it that you actually wish that it could happen regarding the issue of the genocide that happened in Matebeleland?
You know that Zimbabwe is a closed space. It has been a closed, it's particularly with Gukurahundi. For the past 38 years, our people have been trying to raise issues there, but it's just closed. The reason why there are attempts to open it up, I think, is because the perpetrators want to go ahead and manipulate the whole program. But the reality of the fact is, it's a closed issue. People are not allowed to speak openly about it in a rightful manner. They are afraid. So there are so many issues that are there. So what we hope to achieve long term is obviously the issues of truth and justice and closure for people. So investigations into this issue and eventually bring issues to accountability and closure.
Right, so previously in terms of your organization, what have you actually achieved since you established this organization, and what are the things that have you done previously?
We've engaged in demonstrations in South Africa, demonstrations in the United Kingdom. We did arrange a genocide conference here in the United Kingdom. I think it was in November 2018, where we had Moses Mzila, the former Minister of Truth and Reconciliation. We've worked closely with a group in South Africa, a theatre group called Uloiko. So we've played a supportive role, or we've been one of the people that have played a supportive role, because there are several people that have supported them. So that's been some of the things that we've done. But particularly at home, we've managed to fence Kadade, you know, the monument in Kadade. So we managed to fence that. So now if you go to Kadade, there is a fence around it. We've provided buses to commemorations, Mzilika's commemorations and Kadade commemorations, for our people to go in bigger numbers, because we believe these are major events. We need to resuscitate that feel of patriotism amongst our people, and we still have got a long way to go.
Right, as to your organization, which is the 1893 Mthwakazi Human Rights Restoration Movement, how do people get in touch with you, or people want to join your organization? How do they go about with that?
Yes, we've got various chapters across several countries. So in the United Kingdom, we've got a UK chapter. There's particular people who are responsible for recruiting. But the best way is those who are on email, to email on this email, 1893 information publicity sex at gmail.com, or contact us on 0788 42695. Then we can particularly looking at the issue of whether people are really want to participate in this. They've got to have the right passion, they've got to have the right aptitude, they've got to have the right motivation, and be committed. So what we don't want to do is just to carry people along who are not committed. So we really want top-notch connected people or committed people.
Right, okay, thank you. I think that brings us to the end of our interview. I will pause for now and